Hi guys, welcome to the Femina x Grazia Virtual Beauty Carnival. I'm Hitanshi Kamdar from Grazia, and today we have a very special guest with us. Many of us know her because of the nutrition advice and the healthy recipes that she posts on Instagram, and I'm very excited to introduce celebrity nutritionist and dietitian Pooja Makhija. Thank you so much for joining us, Pooja.
The pleasure is mine.
So, the reason we're here today is because through the last year, a lot of us have realized that beauty and skincare routines need to go beyond just the surface, and we need to develop a more holistic and well rounded approach towards it. So, to begin with, why do you think it is important to have a well rounded, holistic approach to beauty, especially now in this climate?
It's sad that it took us a pandemic to realize that health is more important than anything else. And it is only our internal immunity and our health that can keep us in a protected, well-guarded fort, which can keep us safe from all types of diseases, not only the lurking viruses outside. So it did take us a pandemic to realize, but we've been screaming this from rooftops from the very beginning, that beauty doesn't have to be just from the outside. If it isn't strong enough from the inside, anything that you do on the outside is just temporary, topical, and is going to vanish very soon. Now more than ever, we have to realize that we don't have to just look fit. We don't have to just be fit. We don't have to just look fit. We have to actually be fit. And that's where you're going to be able to get being the boss. Otherwise, usually you just hand over the reins to all the ologists in the world, whether it is the cardiologist or the dermatologist or the nutritionist. If you don't want to do that and you want to be the boss of your life, we have to learn to keep the inside strong. Until you don't learn good nutrition and basic sciences about food, you don't really need to do rocket science, be a nutritionist to be able to do a good diet. But we all can be our own nutritionist when it comes to good eating habits. And that's what counts. And that's the only beauty that's going to reflect on the outside.
Correct. So, of course, that's completely true. And we know especially gut health is something that is really important when it comes to your skin and even your hair. So why don't we break that down? Why is it so important and why is everyone talking about it right now?
Because the gut microbiome is the new frontier of medicine. It's really what's going to evolve and change the way human medicine can actually help and heal. So we are actually just 1% human, because the amount of bacteria or microbes in our body are 10 times far more than us, and therefore we are literally just 1% human, 99% microbiome, because we have about 100 trillion different types of organisms in our body, which are individually our characteristics and what is individually making us uniquely different. So for example, I can eat, I can have a cup of milk with a cappuccino with milk and nothing will happen to me, but the same thing will not suit you. That's not decided according to genetics as per what suited my mom or what's suiting my daughter, but predominantly what is the gut microbiome in my gut, which is determining what foods I can digest, what foods suit me, where the nutrition can be absorbed, where the nutrition is being diluted, where diseases are creeping in, where infections are going up. So it's everything to do with your gut microbiome. And if you can learn, so it's very soon going to be more weightage is going to be given, more than blood tests. Weightage is going to be given more to poop tests, because your poop is going to be able to tell us how exactly you're eating and what you should be eating and what you should not be eating. So understanding that we don't have to really treat the human genome. Okay, when we cracked the human genome, we thought that was the new frontier of medicine. But our human genes are only 32,000. But we have 100 trillion bacteria which have their own genes, and therefore we are vastly their genes and not our genes. So that's why everyone's talking about the gut microbiome. That's where all attention has riveted. That's where the new answers lie. There are so many answers we don't have. Why is cancers popping up like mushrooms? Why are we suddenly become intolerant to lactose or gluten? Where are those answers in normal conventional medicine? It's not there. It's all in the gut microbiome. It's all there. So that's where the treasure lies. And that's where we can, if we pay attention and we study it well enough and we adjust it and tweak it with the the foods that we're eating, we can master longevity, we can master health, we can capture disease. That's why it's so important.
Correct. Okay. So, how would you say do you go about managing this microbiome in your gut?
So, of course, first you have to understand. It's not very easy to do. It's something that we are all still learning how to do. Like I told you, poop analysis is going to be far more important than blood work. Of course, the science is still moving in. There are very few centers in the world that are actually doing that well. We do have we do have those in India as well. There is a company based in Bangalore, if I've read correctly, that does the same. So, of course, first is understanding what microbe is in our gut, then is understanding which is the good ones. See, there are, all of them are not good and all of them are not bad. So we have to understand which is the good one, which is the bad guy. And then there is a process called as weeding, seeding, feeding. So weeding is where you remove the bad guys, seeding is where you put in the good guys, and then feeding is eating right so that you continue flourishing the good guys. It's still evolving to be done beautifully and to be done well. But in a nutshell, if I were to tell you that if you want to make sure you're doing the weeding, seeding, feeding, weeding and seeding is what will be done by experts once we have understood what is good and bad in your tummy. But feeding is going to be predominantly your job. It's going to be your job to eat well, to nurture the good guys, and to prevent the success rate of multiplication of the bad guys. But feeding, according to me, I think the most simple answer to that is eat like we as Indians ethnically ate 50 years ago. Okay, our Indian thali is amongst the best in the world. We don't have enough science and research because we don't invest that much there. But if someone was to study the Indian diet versus the American, Mediterranean, Japanese, any of the so-called good diets or bad diets, I think we would be ranked number one in the world, because our diets are so balanced. Our food is fresh. Our food is made at home. Our food is made with love. Our food is served balanced. But we have creeped into a mode of let's do it all, let's be it all, let's ape the West, and we have taken over convenience over food, even in food. So we want to open packets and eat so that we can do 10 more jobs or write 5 more articles or send 10 more diets. We've chosen convenience over health. We've chosen what they are doing versus what we always did, which is why we're losing the race. If we just go back to how we ate 50 years ago, I think we could very easily stabilize the health of our country. We are a country where majority of our population, I think if I'm not mistaken, 65 or 75 of our population is under the age of 35. We can boom if we have health in our hands. And all we need to do is not go hire some fancy nutritionist, study some crazy Western diet, is just to go back to our roots and eat like the way we ate before. Our thalis are balanced. So that, I think the feeding bit is very easy. Go back to how you ate before. Drop the convenience, drop the taste, drop the comfort eating, stress eating, app ordering. Go back to basics. I know it's not easy. I know it's difficult. I know it's for someone who's a working professional and wants to be a good mom and wants to not only be a nutritionist, but also wants to be a writer and 500 other things. I know time is of restraint, and we all want to evolve. We all want to really do so many more things, but entering our kitchen is the simplest way to all our biggest problems.
Correct. Okay. So that's fantastic advice. But are there any sort of physical signs that we need to look out for that would suggest that our gut health is compromised at the moment?
Yes, of course. Constant fatigue, eating well, but still not getting enough energy. Sometimes massive amounts of weight gain, sometimes massive amount of weight loss. Your stools actually are the consistency of your stools speak a lot about your health. If your stools are too watery or too hard, or the color of the poop also decides how badly or well your gut is digesting it. I know this is not the most interesting topic, and every time I bring it up, I see smirks from my friends and from my clients. But we really need to make talking about your poop far more open, because it's going to decide whether your gut is doing the job of you eating the nutrients. So there could be many a times that many of us are being very vigilant about what they're eating. They are trying to eat healthy, but still they don't see the nurture, still they don't see the health. That's because their tummy bacteria are not doing justice to the food that they're eating. So analyzing that, there is a very simple, there are lots of charts available about normalcy in how your poop looks. Go online, take a look at it. The consistency, the color can tell you a lot. So that could be one sign. Of course, massive weight loss, weight gain, a lot of acne. Your skin is but a reflection of how the gut is from the inside. Your gut is a huge area. It's not just your tummy. It starts from your mouth all the way till your anus. So it's literally equal to 7 football fields. If you take out your gut and put it out, that's how large your gut is. And so all that gut bacteria reflects on all our skin. Our skin is again the largest organ of our body. So if you have constant acne, back acne, prickly heat, bad skin, that's a reflection of how your gut is doing from the inside. So you have to be very vigilant on that. There are small demarcator signs. We have to make sure that you're looking at all of these: your energy levels, your rate of falling ill. So basically, if you just in very simple words, don't feel that you are healthy. There are, our body gives us signs. We don't feel that we're, that feeling of good health, well-being, your hair being good, your skin being good, your body weight being good, your energy levels being good, your moods being good, all of them are a reflection of your tummy. And if in any one area you're not seeing good results, please go back to your gut microbiome, analyze your plate, analyze how you're eating. Start eating more home cooked meals, start feeding your probiotics with prebiotics. That's very crucial.
Correct. Okay. So you mentioned the gut skin connection and how your gut health impacts our skin. A lot of skincare brands are coming up with probiotic rich lines. Do these really help?
Probiotics to apply from the outside?
Yeah.
I'm not the expert to comment on it. I'm not sure. But your probiotics need to go inside, and your probiotics need to be fed with prebiotics. Prebiotics are nothing but fiber rich foods that the probiotics feed on. So if your diet has enough of prebiotics in terms of roughage and fiber and fruits and vegetables and raw vegetable juices, the probiotics are a happy lot. They're getting good food to eat, and the good bacteria, the good guys, are blossoming, not the bad ones. But if you eat too much sugar and fat and processed foods, you're feeding the bad bacteria, not the good ones. I really am no expert in the topical probiotics, so I wouldn't like to comment there.
Okay. All right. Moving on, what are some natural ways that we can use to improve the gut health? You said what we need to be eating and avoiding. Apart from that, would exercise or something like that
Of
help?
course, a balanced meal, of course, is primary one. Good amount of water is very crucial, because your gut bacteria also requires a hydrated gut, because a dehydrated one are going to feed more of the bad guys. So water is very crucial. Of course, endorphins are the best way to flourish the good ones. So 30 to a 40-minute exercise, even on a daily basis, or you say about 4 times a week, 1 hour of an exercise, or 4 active hours, is great for your gut health. Certain prebiotic foods such as yogurt or pickled vegetables. The West love to sell kimchi and sauerkraut, but what they are is basically our water-based pickles that we make at home. So usually if you go to see our Indian plate, always has a little bit of achar in it. Instead of making the very oily ones, if you stick to the water-based ones, such as you can put various tubers like your carrots, radish, onions, cauliflower, all the various vegetables. When you pickle them with in a salt water brine or with a little bit of vinegar, mustard seeds, and you ferment this in the sun for about, say, 5 to 7 days, and then keep it in the fridge and use 2 to 3 pieces with each meal. That's one of the best prebiotic foods to give your tummy. So I think all of these basic, a glass of raw vegetable juice, as I always recommend, take 3 different colors of vegetables, put them into a blender, a regular one, nothing fancy, no juicers are required, 3 different colors, because all various colors have various different antioxidants and they feed various different probiotics. So take 3 different colors, put them into a mixie, little bit of water, blend, strain, put 50% of the roughage. That roughage is your prebiotic. Put that back into the glass, squash a little bit of lime, slurp it down immediately. It's 1 glass of potent antioxidant, natural Botox rush.
Okay. um, Apart from, gut health being really important, do you see any other shifts in wellness trends, maybe in, I mean, I wouldn't say post-pandemic, but like a
Mm,
pandemic-ridden world?
no, I don't think there are any. I think the biggest wave that I see is going back to basics. Instead of saying let's run for the superfood, let's spend money here, let's go 100 miles to buy blueberries. I think a shift in coming back to basics, finding what is easy and convenient to you, what is available naturally to you, what is organically grown around your homes, and basically moving back to basics. I think, I don't know whether it's a trend or not. I'd like to believe it is. Maybe I'm pushing it and forwarding it as a trend so that it catches up, because if that's what we do, we're going to need no trends, we're going to need no doctors, we're going to need no nutritionists, because we're going to all be healthy.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Pooja. This has been great. And I think, I mean, you've given advice that a lot of us can very easily follow. So I think that's been fantastic about this chat. And I'm sure I'm going to be looking at a lot more changes in my diet as well. And
My pleasure.
hopefully it should reflect in my skin as well. So thank you so much, Pooja.
Most welcome. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.